There are people out there that all they want to do is destroy, 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 destroy. And if you're broke, that person might be you. Or an even scarier thought, you might be that person. And if you don't like hanging out with yourself, if you don't like spending time alone, likely that person is you. Because you're destroying everyone around, here, there, everywhere. You're wrecking dreams. And you're wrecking your own dream. If you want to make it successful, if you want to make it big time in the world out there, you can't be mediocre. And you can't do what everyone else is doing. You've got to be a dreamer. You've got to be irrational. If you are rational, you will rationalize yourself out of every scary investment, every scary opportunity. When Apple was starting, the investors that invested at the very beginning, they're the ones that made the most money. They're the ones that took the risk. It was a calculated risk for some. For some it wasn't. For some it's blind luck. But you do have to just get it out there. Get yourself out there. Stop getting stuck in this I am a victim mentality. Because if you're a victim, you can't be a dreamer. If you're a victim, you can't think outside the box. Because you're creating the box. That's the reality of it. If you are a victim, you are creating this box. And if you've created the box, you are going to get stuck in it. There is no way around that. So if you want to be successful, if you want to be rich, even if you don't want to be rich, if you want to live a fulfilled life, you can't keep creating boxes. You can't keep rationalizing. Because you've got to realize that when you rationalize stuff, you're justifying it. And justification, when you think about it, is just being okay with bad behavior. If I have to justify something, likely I shouldn't have done that thing. Justification does not come from good things. I don't tend to justify good behavior. If I go out and I do productive work all day, I don't have to justify that to myself. But if I go and watch movies all day, I have to be like, well, I was tired. I was tired. I didn't want to do stuff. Yesterday I did a lot of stuff. So what? The world doesn't care. In the grand scheme of things, the world doesn't care and history doesn't care. We don't care what Plato did on his day-to-day life. All we care about is his output. Your output is where you should be focused. So in order to increase output, you have to be a dreamer. You have to be irrational. You have to do those things that are weird. There are people out there that their sole purpose, their sole goal in life is to tear you down. And why they do that is because they failed. They had their failures. They didn't make it. And now they've justified it to themselves by saying, well, it's impossible. And when someone is rich, they're like, well, that was an accident. It's not an accident. Many millionaires out there say that it's not an accident. I'd say majority. They're like, there's a system, there's a plan. If someone gave you the road book right now to get to $1 million, to get to 10 million, to get to $100 million, you wouldn't follow it. Because your mindset isn't there. Your mindset isn't in the game. If you want to become rich, you first have to internally analyze yourself. You have to realize, oh yeah, the problem is me. Or the problem is my friends. If you've got bad friends who are constantly creating boxes for you to stay in, the easiest way for you to remove those boxes is for you to get rid of those friends. It's as simple as that. I'm not saying that this is easy. I'm not saying that this is quick. But some of the greatest advice, one of the pieces of advice I heard out there, it's from Andy Elliott. He's like, you want to be rich? Move. Get out of your current bubble. Don't stay in your bubble. This is important. And this is important because at the end of my life, I want to be fulfilled. I don't want to be one of those people that say, oh, well, it didn't work for me. Justify it. In Uncle Tom's Cabin, I read that book. It's about a slave living in the USA, 1800s. And at the end of his life, he couldn't escape. He didn't end up making it out. He almost did. But he died fulfilled because he knew he did everything that he could. He saved people. He brought people to the Lord. You need to realize, first of all, you need to find your goal. I talked about this with some of my friends today. You have to have a goal in order to do your day-to-day life. Currently, I have a system. Each day, I track it with points, and I track every activity that I do, and depending on how the day goes, I get a certain amount of points at the end. Was this day productive? Yes or no? I couldn't do that if I don't know what my goal is, because I don't know what's productive for me. If my goal is to be an expert artist, then me drawing for 8 hours that day would be a productive day. But if my goal for me is to reach $1 million, that wouldn't be it. That wouldn't be a productive day. And this is what happened. I actually broke my foot twice in a row. Yes, it very much sucked. But were I to go back now, I'd change everything that I did because I didn't have a goal in that time. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have created a goal. But I didn't. So then what did I do? Well, I started drawing. I drew for like 12 months. And I got pretty good. I could draw a face pretty good. But so what? No one cares. You don't care. I don't care. The world doesn't care. My family doesn't care. Literally no one cares that I can draw well, because I'm not going to do that. It's not going to be my career, and it's not going to be my hobby either. I was just bored. If I'd instead spent that time making YouTube videos like this, if I'd instead spent that time starting my business, then where would I be? It also isn't good to live in the past, but he who does not learn from the past is doomed to repeat it. And that is a thought, that is a mental framework that everyone should follow. He who does not learn from the past is doomed to repeat it. How do you live this in your day-to-day life? If yesterday you weren't productive, do you change it today? No, you don't, because you're lazy, you're watching this video. If a day doesn't go well, you don't analyze it. You don't be like, why? If you want me to make a video on my system to track this, actually, I will. But honestly, just find your goal and create a system that works for you. Alright, this is already quite a long video, so I'll end it here. But, yeah. Be a dreamer. Be out there, don't rationalize. Those who rationalize will not reach their goals.